a celebration of light over darkness, a celebration of good over evil, and most notable, a traditional prayer to Mother Lakshmi, and her name being Vijaylakshimi. The timing of Auntie Vigi's passing is not coincidence, but the fact she always looked 5 to 10 years younger than her actual age. She was always well dressed, and she loved a traditional sari. Whenever you see her, she's always in the sari, and her accessories had to match. If not, Uncle Gona got a scolding. And they got married on 2nd of January 1966 and moved in with us in May Street. Those of you know May Street in the Greyville area. And they lived with us for many years. Unfortunately, through the Group Areas Act, we had to be relocated and we all split ways. And those of you who know that flat in May Street, it was a 2-room flat, but that flat could sleep a minimum of 15. Right? And there were some fond memories there. When they moved away, in fact, my fond memory of Auntie Vigi in the flat was that she always came to my rescue when my mom scolded me. And I was a pet. Up to the last years, even when she moved in, we moved into various areas, and she visits us, my mom couldn't scold me, although I was in my 50s. And she would talk of lots of things, and most notable was in a twilight years, she would always talk to Keshni and I about a memorial service. And when I walked in, tears filled my eyes when I saw the setting here. That's what she wanted. She would tell me she wanted something simple, and there was no such thing as 16 lamps with her. She would scold us. I'm sure Anesh and Prashni knew that. She wanted a simple memorial with all white and a Shiva at the top. That's what she wanted. And when she relocated, Uncle Gana and herself and the kids relocated in 1971, they moved to Overport, to Latifa Heights, and they spent about 5 years there. Thereafter, they moved in as house parents at the Lake Haven homes for the underprivileged children. And having 2 children of their own, they didn't treat Anesh and Prashni any different. All were given the same treatment. And that period of time, I think it was about 4 to 5 years, where they were home parents in Lake Haven. And they were truly blessed for that. In 1979, they built their dream home in Belmont Road. I'm sure all of you know of that home. And there they lived for over 4 decades. And that home was a true home. Whenever anyone visited, you cannot leave without a meal. Even when you went unannounced. There's no such thing as you going away without having a lunch or a supper. Together, Auntie Vigi and Uncle Gona had some like-minded friends, and together they created a friends organization where they raised funds for needy organizations, and they didn't think of their own. Although they had little, but they always gave to the underprivileged. That is why they were blessed. And many of you may not know it. In the younger days, Auntie Vigi was a dedicated girl guide, and she gave off many of her hours to serving the community from a young, tender age. Later on, she excelled in table tennis. I am so unfortunate that I didn't know of this earlier. If not, I would have loved to play a match. And then towards the twilight years, she became ill, and the hospital was a home away from home. But she fought, and she fought a great battle. And I'm sure that all of you will know of her working career at Pick and Pay hypermarket by the sea, where she spent many of her years there. And knowing her, she was a people's person. And she loved meeting people, talking to people, and people of all ages and all walks of life. A couple of years ago, she gave a speech at my mom's memorial. And after her speech, some of my family on my mother's side asked me, "Is the auntie a retired lecturer?" I just stood there and said, "No, she was ordinary worker." I asked why. They said she has such a good command of the English language. Anyone would have thought she was a lecturer or at least a teacher. And she was always prim and proper. She never minced her words. If she will tell you something, she'll say it as it is. That was Auntie Vigi. And we admired her for that. And during our conversations with her, she would always impart the knowledge of our culture and the Semite culture especially. As you know, she got a wisdom on culture from her late mom, who was also a great singer. And she shared some of the books with us, and we still got it at home, and we'll treasure them. Auntie Vigi, I know you would, your maker, Namaskar, go well and stay blessed. Namaskar.
Thank you so much for that, Dr. Naidoo. I would now like to call upon our next speaker, Mr. Krish Naidoo, who is Vigi's elder brother.
Thank you, Madam MC. Thank you very much. I sometimes am thoroughly confused when people say a memorial service. I recall many years ago where culture was quite common with our people. It used to be a ceremony. But since it's a memorial service, what also changed was where there used to be a lot of sadness, indeed, sadness. But at a memorial service, I always hear that we celebrate. And I've just heard many of the sentiments of endearment that were shared here. I may repeat, but as her brother, growing up with Vigi, there's so much that I know, so much that I can share with you. Now, she would have been 77 in December. If I shared with you 1 minute for each year, that would be 77 minutes. But I'm not going to go into that. So, yes, a lot has been said about Vigi, but there's so much more that I had great admiration for her as my sister. There would hardly be anyone in here who could say they did not enjoy her company, whether it was an occasion that was sad or joyful or whatever it was. Vigi was one of the first to don her apron, to be there and to be part of the household and bring in joy. And that is true. You also heard that she and Ghana served for many years at the Lake Haven home. She also was part of the social club in Greenwood Park and Effingham Heights, where further she also was at the hypermarket, as you heard. And with me being her neighbor in Effingham Heights, there was so much that I could share with you by way of being with her for many years. Vigi's house was a home. There would hardly be a relative who could not say that they had been entertained by Vigi and Ghana. And even though she would be ill at times, to just come down to very simple terms. Yes, you know, Vigi would cook a head curry for my uncle, who would phone and say he liked it. She would cook fish curry for another uncle who liked that. That's a simple Vigi that I know who had no airs and graces. But of course, she could give as good as she got, you know. She could give you a good tongue lashing when it's necessary and be on the defense of her family, and that is true. But the flip side of the coin is there are so many interesting characteristics to her personality that she was just loved by many. Not just her relatives, but with friends and those who came into contact with her. Vigi loved her family, she loved the children, and mostly she loved the grandchildren, Yumika, Mikan, and Mishaelan and Avishra. She really was proud of them, and she would often share so many sentiments of endearment with me regarding how they had prospered and how they had got up in their education and things like that. But most of all, friends and relatives, most endeared to Vigi was the dashing cavalier, her husband Ghana. She really doted on him. And Ghana in turn, of course, loved her so much he voted for her. But they got on so well, he stood by her through thick and thin as I know it. And they got on so very well, faithful, loyal to each other as a husband and wife would. And I know that as we sit here, there are so many things that cross your mind, taking you back to whom Vigi was, and those years that we were fortunate to spend with her. But I'm sure her words, as I conclude, would be, she would have said, "Shed not tears as I take leave of you, as I go now to rest. Shed not tears as I take leave of you, as the Lord knows what's best. Remember me instead of the times of joy and happiness, during the sadness and the tears that we shed, and in all those times we led. I leave a void, and that is true, but fill it gently with the memories we've had. So shed not tears as I take leave of you, for I go now to rest." Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Krishna, for that very moving dedication to your sister. You can see that excellent speech-giving abilities definitely runs in the family. We now move on to a dedication that was sent by one of Vigi's co-workers, and I'm going to read this to you. This is from Auntie Denise, and it says, "Good afternoon all, my deepest condolences to the Naidoo family. Where do I start? Vigi and I first met at the hypermarket where we worked together and became very good friends. Today I stand here proudly to celebrate 43 years of friendship. Vigi was a true friend. We shared many stories and were always there for each other, a telephone call away. Vigi was kind, helpful, and a caring person. This was one of the reasons that drew us together. Her directness and honesty is one aspect I appreciated about her. I learned a lot from her, especially sewing and minor alterations, which I'm grateful for. To her children and grandchildren, your mum and granny loved you all dearly and was very proud of all your achievements. Vigi, you are going to be sadly missed. Heaven has gained an angel. Till we meet again, rest in peace." Auntie Denise. So with that, I will now once again hand over to the prayer group, the Saraswati prayer group, and call upon the immediate family and friends to participate in the offering of the lamb.
Thank you, Program Director. Ladies and gentlemen, that's correct. We're going to go into the second half. We call up the family, friends, relatives, and neighbors. Come to the front and do the Divaradhana and bid farewell to our dear mom, Vigi. There's some house rules to follow. When you come to the altar, you turn the lamp 3 times. Offer the water 3 times. There's flower petals provided. You turn it around the photograph and put it on the side. If you want to kneel down, you kneel down. You can do a prayer and you can put it up and go back to your place. We call up the immediate family first, followed by friends and relatives. Flowers, you put it onto the tray that's been provided on the left-hand side. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Todo día sería Oh சோதிவானவன் போற்றுனை தீர்ந்தனே ஓர்ந்த கை கொள சோற்றுனை வேதியன் சோதிவானவன் போற்றுனை தீர்ந்தனே ஓர்ந்த கை கொள காற்றுனை கூட்டியோம் கடல் பாட்டிலும் காற்றுனை கூட்டியோம் கடல் பாட்டிலும் காற்றுனையாவதோ நாமே சிவாயாமே காற்றுனையாவதோ நாமே சிவாயாமே ஆப்பினை தருவியே மாதோமாகத்தின் கோப்பினை தீரந்தனே கோர்ந்த கை கொள ஆப்பினை தருவியே மாதோமாகத்தின் கோப்பினை தீரந்தனே கோர்ந்த கை கொள நாப்பினை தருவியே நமச்சிவாயப்பட்டு நாப்பினை தருவியே நமச்சிவாயப்பட்டு ஏத்தவள்ளார் தமக்கு இதுகண் நீலையே ஏத்தவள்ளார் தமக்கு இதுகண் நீலையே ஏத்தவள்ளார் தமக்கு இதுகண் நீலையே திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஹரே ராம ராம ஹரே ஹரே கிருஷ்ண கிருஷ்ண ஹரே ஹரே ராம ராம ஹரே ஹரே கிருஷ்ண கிருஷ்ண ஹரே ஹரே ராம ரகு ராம Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Vedandu Gurusama Rama Vedandu Yesama Vedandu Gurusama Rama Vedandu Yesama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Chinnadandu Gurusama Sita Medalu Yesama Chinnadandu Gurusama Sita Medalu Yesama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Kallivi Nivema Kallivi Nivema Kallivi Nivema Kallivi Nivema Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare மாதவனே சிவ சங்கரனே நாரா அறிவோ பரமாத்மா என் துணை நீ நாரா அறிவோ மாதவனே சிவ சங்கரனே நாரா அறிவோ பரமாத்மா என் துணை நாரா அறிவோ மாதவனே சிவ சங்கரனே நாரா அறிவோ பரமாத்மா என் துணை நாரா அறிவோ கங்கை அணிந்தமா கண்டோ துளம்பியாசா செல்வியாளும் பாரவீனோதா லிங்கேஸ்வரா நின்றான் துணையா பிள்ளையம்மன் நடராஜா பெருமையாதே பழமேசா பிள்ளையம்மன் நடராஜா பெருமையாதே பழமேசா கள்ளத்தி காணவா பாபா அவையானவா கள்ளத்தி காணவா பாபா அவையானவா பிள்ளையம்மன் நடராஜா பெருமையாதே பழமேசா எங்கும் எங்கும் விளங்கவே அருள் குமாரனே. எங்கும் எங்கும் விளங்கவே அருள் குமாரனே. இருமையால் பாபா வணக்கங்களா. இருமையால்
Vijaylakshimi
ஓம் நம சிவாய வாழ்க. ஓம் நம சிவாய வாழ்க. சிவாய நம. ஓம் 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 சிவாய நம. திருமலை மொழியாய் திறப்புத மொழியாய். திருமலை மொழியாய் திறப்புத மொழியாய். வீரம் வீரம் அறியுங்க மாயா. வீரம் வீரம் அறியுங்க மாயா. லிங்கஸ்வராயா பக்தஸ்வராயா. லிங்கஸ்வராயா பக்தஸ்வராயா. அங்கரும் ஜோதி நம சிவாய. அங்கரும் ஜோதி நம சிவாய. சிவாய நம. ஓம் 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 சிவாய நம. பார்க்கடல் விஷயத்திலே உண்மதேவா. பார்க்கடல் விஷயத்திலே உண்மதேவா. பொங்கியே கங்கையே முனிதேய தந்தா. பொங்கியே கங்கையே முனிதேய தந்தா. வித்தகமன் சுமந்து பிரமதி பார்த்தா. வித்தகமன் சுமந்து பிரமதி பார்த்தா. பெண்ணி ஆங்கி தேவ சிவாய. பெண்ணி ஆங்கி தேவ சிவாய. சிவாய நம. ஓம் 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 திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். We come to the end, ladies and gentlemen. Before we conclude, we're going to do 108 Nam Shivaya Malas. And I'm joking, we just do 5 verses from the Nam Shivaya Mala. And then we conclude with our last prayer. அருமழை அணியும் மாடும் அமரனும் முனிவத்தானும் முறை முறை வணங்கி ஏற்றும் முதல்வனே நம சிவாயா. அருமழை அணியும் மாடும் அமரனும் முனிவத்தானும் முறை முறை வணங்கி ஏற்றும் முதல்வனே நம சிவாயா. 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 ஆதியாய் வேறும் நாகாய் அதிமுடி தெரியாய் மன்னும் சோதியாய் நிறமாய் நின்று துணைவனே நம சிவாயா. 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 இனியனே தீரக்காயா இழகளோ அழகமாயின் காணாத இருப்போல் எடுத்து கடவுளே நம சிவாயா. கடவுளே நம சிவாயா. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We've come to the end of this evening service. We'll ask you all to rise. We call up the immediate family to come to the love Deeparadhane. Or we conclude the itinerary.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Tirusitrammalam Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugindha Pushtivardhanam Urvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Nityo Moksha Mamritar Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugindha Pushtivardhanam Urvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Nityo Moksha Mamritar Om Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugindha Pushtivardhanam Urvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Nityo Moksha Mamritar Kalapriyam Kargapriyam Kasindrihi Yelapriyam Ninayapriyam Ninaimriti Sulapriyam Turiyapriyam Todapriyam Yelapriyam Kurattarvai Gachiye Gumane Aruperum Jodi Taniperum Karne Taniperum Karne Aruperum Jodi Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Shanti 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 Everyone Vanakkam Namaskaram Namaste Om Sairam Hari Om Jai Shri Krishna. Can you take your seats? I'm now going to hand you over to the MC who's now going to pass all of something to pass all thanks. Thank you.
Dear guests, I'm sure that we can agree that this memorial service has been impeccably organized and will have undoubtedly involved many individuals who would have committed their time and their effort. To acknowledge those individuals, I now call upon Mr. Vigi Naidoo, who is Auntie Vigi's brother-in-law, to pass the vote of thanks.
Namaskaram, Namaste, Vanakkam, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I've been asked to pass a vote of thanks. I think first thanks goes to my late father-in-law, Vijaylakshimi Naidoo, and Auntie Kristama, where Vigi picked up, as well as Vasudha and Leiterna, his culinary skills and the love for entertaining. Vigi has also been blessed with 7 siblings. Late Dicky, Morgie, Krish, who gave a wonderful speech on behalf of the family today, as well as Leiterna and my wife. I met Vigi some 15 years ago when I was courting Vastula, and I've never been sorry since. It wasn't Vastula's mother, Auntie Kistama, that said, you guys should get married. It was Vigi that expedited the marriage. And the way she did this was, got Vastula to arrange for me to come to their apartment in Overport, and there was a spread that I'd never seen before, and I said, I need to get married very, very quickly. So, this is a celebration, as Krish said, of Vigi's life. And I guess after this ceremony, where we've celebrated Vigi, you'll have lots to talk about. We had the most wonderful funeral in Johannesburg. For those of you who weren't there, it was a wonderful send-off arranged by Prashni, Anesh, Raymond, Sarah. But as part of the vote of thanks, these things, the friends that clamoured around, the family that came from Durban to Johannesburg, showed what Vigi meant to each one of you. So in passing votes, firstly, if I may omit anyone, I want to say thank you very much for honouring Vigi and showing your respects to her today. I'm sure there'll be a number of stories that you will remember. I also want to pass on the thanks to the old musicians today. I cried twice today. One was my 91-year-old mum. When you sang Amathai, it touched me. The other was when you sang Muruga. I'm a Muruga devotee. I tear. Okay? Our culture is very strong. I wished you and greeted you by saying Namaskaram. We are a Telugu clan and a genuine Naidu clan that we are very proud of. So when we see today a 11-day ceremony, according to our culture, the physical body goes and the soul lingers in our Telugu culture. we say within the 11-day period, that body was lingered around us. I know this and I can attest this. My late dad passed away 45 years ago. And during that period, he used to crawl to me. I used to physically see him. In the Tamil culture, they say 16 days in other cultures. That's the period of the moon that goes around and still lingers around. So that's why we, in our culture, have 11 days. You might be wondering why we have 16 days. It's based on the moon cycles. Okay? So for the younger people, the kind of ceremony that you've seen today, and all the Western stuff that you've been influenced by, try and remember the culture. As a practitioner of martial arts for over 55 years, the Japanese say one word, ikage. You know what it means? Life purpose. What is your life purpose? So I want to thank, other than the entertainers, the food that you're about to eat, the caterers up here, as well as the family and friends who have also demonstrated their kindness to us. So with that, if I have omitted anyone, I apologize, but thank you, everyone, including all the service providers. Nandri, see, I greet you now in Tamil. Welcome.
Dear guests, we are almost at the conclusion of all the formalities. Please may I indulge your attention for just 1 or 2 minutes more. Today's function will be incomplete for me without being able to say a few words about Auntie Vigi. When I first met her years ago, I first noticed her graceful elegance, confidence, impeccable dress sense, and an excellent command of the English language. She had a strong personality and was not easy to win over, but if you did, you would be certain of her unwavering loyalty, which was evident in every aspect of her life. As a dedicated wife and mother, she selflessly gave her love and support to her family. Her generosity knew no bounds, always putting the needs of others before her own. She took immense pride in her family's achievements and celebrated their successes with genuine joy. Her early years were challenging, but throughout her journey she displayed resilience and strength in the face of adversity. Her unwavering dedication to her loved ones was a true testament to the depth of her character. She had a watchful eye and was a critic of note. And just on the lighter side, I can just imagine her observing all of us here and noting carefully our attire, mannerisms, etc. I made sure to take extra care with my appearance, just in case I face some hectic criticism from the other side. I can almost hear her say, "Vishana, how can you dress like that? And for my memorial service of all things." So I went for a neutral look, and I hope I passed by your stringent standards, Vigi. Although she displayed a tough exterior, she had the softest of hearts. She was always open-handed with those she cared for. She gave me a few sentimental gifts over the years, which have now become priceless. To Mr. Naidoo, you and Vigi were soulmates. Your personalities were nothing alike, but you shared an equal commitment to each other and to your children. You were the cutest couple, and I will forever remember how you supported her during her ill health. To Plush, I have no words. You are a daughter in a million. There is nothing more that you could have done for your mom. And for the dedication you've shown both your parents, you will be forever blessed. To Anish, Salo, Raymond, and all the grandchildren, Vigi was exceptionally proud of all of you, and she loved you immensely. Specifically, Anish and Salo for the years that you took care of her, and Raymond for the last 2 years that she resided with you and you opened your home to her. May her memory continue to inspire us to live our lives with the same level of love and devotion. In bidding farewell to Vigi, we can find solace in Lord Krishna's words in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 2. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor burnt by fire, nor moistured by water, nor withered by the wind. It is not destroyed when the body is destroyed. While you are lost to us physically, we have no doubt that you will continue to guide us spiritually. For me personally, thank you, Vigi, for all the love, care, guidance, and support. You will always have a special place in my heart. May Lord Ganesha, whom you loved so much, guide you on your onward journey. And with that, I thank you. Dear guests, please partake of the delicious meal and treats that have been generously provided by the Naidoo family. And to all those that have traveled from afar, I wish you a safe trip back home. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the service was rendered by the service group, my accompanying musicians for this afternoon, on tabla, Linovan Pillay, and harmonium with Mervyn Ramsamy, and my name is Mervyn Kister. Ladies and gentlemen, please drive home safely, Mika Nandi, and Vanakam to you all.
Okay,